Hello and welcome to Front End Horse Live. We've got Cassie Evans here. Cassie, it is wonderful to have you back. I think you get the free Subway sandwich at this point. I think we punched your card enough. You can visit any participating Subway. Very few are participating, but it is wonderful to have you. It's like your 6th or 7th time, and it's always a joy. How are you doing?
I'm doing very good. How are you doing?
You're doing better now that you can look forward to that sandwich. Just don't get the tuna. I've heard things. But anyway, we absolutely love having you here. To anyone who does not know who you are, and I don't put you on the spot, and I didn't tell you to prepare a whole intro or anything, but to anyone who doesn't know, can you introduce yourself?
I can. I didn't know there were like sandwich emoji.
So that's the best thing, is that you can throw anything in the air. If it's an emoji, it can be airborne. It can be confetti, so it's perfect.
Do some green socks.
I think someone did earlier. Let's do them again. All right, but anyway, in the meantime.
Intro. So yes, I am Cassie. I work at GreenSock. I'm doing developer education and making demos and teaching people and stuff. And I also like messing around with SVG. And I have an internet famous dog who's not here at the moment, who does very good singing. Yeah.
Can everyone in chat just sit down for a minute? We're gonna have to. Got some bad news, pal. Brody's not here today. He's down at the beach.
Brody.
He's living his best life, but we have kind of a backup Brody, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, poor Mogwai.
I mean, I'm sorry. I call it how I say it. Please show this dog to the chat. No, you've got to do the Zoom. You've got to bring it.
Bring her in. This is little Moggs.
It's a very different vibe than what we're used to with Brody. Brody will sit there and sing for us, and Mogwai it's wonderful. It's wonderful all the time. I'm glad that, so that's not even your dog. I'm glad that Brody went with your partner, and you're like, quick, I'm going on Front End Horse. I need a dog. It's perfect. I'm glad that I've set the standard for what is expected. Ryan, thank you so much for the sub, buddy. It's great to see you. So, Cassie, wonderful to have you. Yes, your accomplishments are many. Your accolades numerous. And
stop with the compliments. It makes me awkward.
Yeah, that's what makes you. Yeah.
You do it every time.
I have to. You're fantastic. Anyway. But today we are looking at a specific new thing with GreenSock. Do we want to talk about kind of what it is and what we're going to get into?
Yes. So we've just brought out the 3.11 release. It's very exciting because this was kind of the release that I've been wanting since I started working there. And basically the new MatchMedia will make like responsive and accessible animations so much easier than it already was. So that's really, really exciting stuff. I think if you've messed around with GreenSock and especially Scroll Trigger before, you might have played around with Scroll Trigger MatchMedia, which was basically a way to set up scroll triggers on different screen sizes. But now we've brought that into the core, and we can now use MatchMedia for all GreenSock animations. So tweens and timelines and scroll triggers and everything. So very exciting.
So is like the big benefit here that I don't have to go and make those if statements and query myself to see, like, does this person have reduced motion turned on? Does this person have this kind of thing? Like is the screen in this size? Like, is that the big benefit? Is that like it's a really simple, very easy, intuitive way just to ask what's going on with the browser right now and respond to that with JavaScript?
Kind of, but also animations with JavaScript are, they're a little bit complicated. Like if you think about what GreenSock's doing underneath the hood is you're saying we want to animate this property, and GreenSock's applying inline styles on that element to animate it. Right. So you don't just have to worry with responsive animations. If you've got a different animation on mobile and desktop, you don't just need to worry about saying, hey, animate this on mobile, animate this on desktop. You've also got to think about what happens if the user resizes the screen,
right,
and those inline styles from the desktop animation stick around and they're still on that element, and then you try and apply a different animation, then what's going to happen? So things start getting a little bit tangly, because you don't just have to worry about saying animate this on mobile, animate this on desktop. You've got to kill and revert all of your animations at different screen sizes as well. So yeah, there's two levels, two levels of difficulty. There's the initial setup, and then there's also kind of cleaning up in between different screen sizes.
Okay, so like it's that sounds a lot more powerful, because it's not just a helper. Like I thought of it kind of as a utility or as a helper of like, oh good, I don't have to go and do the copy pasta for like how to figure out if prefers reduced motion is turned on, right? Like I have that snippet somewhere, or in React I have it as a hook. It's deeper than that, because it's actually tied into GreenSock and the inner workings there, so that, as you said, I can change the way the actual animation is going. I can revert things. I can adapt on the fly to the user preferences, to the browser size, to whatever I want to. And it's hooked into the way that GreenSock works. It's like a
yeah. Basically, I had to put on my time to learn tech. Yeah, well, Alex said, did I miss
Adam, did I miss the cutesy chit chat? All right, before we get deeper, do you want to give a quick explainer here, and we can plug the hats? I'm so good with you plugging merch here.
So I sell hats now. I have a hat store. I'm also really not a hat person. It says no cutesy chit chat on the back, because I was on HTTP 203 with Jake Archibald, and someone commented that they don't have time for cutesy chit chat when they have their time to learn tech hat on. So it's not very friendly, but also it kind of made me think that I should sell hats. So now we've made the hat, the Time to Learn Tech hat, and all of the proceeds from selling the hat are going towards CodeBar, and CodeBar throw workshops to help underrepresented people get into tech. So
that's fantastic. Even I see you had caps lock off. Nice. Someone follows Cassidy. Cassidy, this is Cassie, just to make that clear. Cassidy had a hat joke on her TikTok. Anyway, we're getting a little diverted, but who can watch a video of you and Jake Archibald and go, don't care for it, don't care for this vibe at all? Like, I don't want to be that person's friend. So
I mean, I think that it's very valid to not want to learn through that medium. I read a lot of specs because I learn best by digging into specs. But if you don't want to dig into specs, you don't have the right to tell the woman that's teaching you to be less chit-chatty.
There's the door.
Either read the specs like a big boy,
yeah,
or put up with the cutesy chit-chat.
Yeah. I love it. So if someone could drop the link to that hat, I know several people in chat probably have this hat. I still need to order it. And Louis is here, Tom's here. We have some fantastic people here. Everyone always comes out because you are wonderful. Lots of people. So some good questions here. If you got a question that's kind of off topic, you can take it to the Discord or anything else. I'm not going to grab any Svelte questions right now, but love that you are here. Welcome. So sorry for the derailment. If you aren't new here, this is just, you know what it is. I'm going to take us in directions. But we've got MatchMedia, we've got context. We can now revert any animation to return to the targets to the original state.
Context, that's kind of the secret source underneath MatchMedia.
Okay.
So context came about because of, I don't know whether anyone's run into React 18's double invoking thing. So when React 18 came out, they now kind of double invoke use effects. and it got a little bit messy animation wise because it was just immediately running animations again. So we needed a way to be able to group all of those animations for React people so that they could kill all of those animations in one go, like revert all of the animations to their original state. So context and revert there, they were kind of added for mainly for React users.
Interesting.
But once we had that kind of scaffolding in place, we realized that we could use that for MatchMedia across the board. So that was kind of what came first. And then we realized that MatchMedia could be built on top of that.
Cool. That's awesome. Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And it's interesting how you had to respond to the new developments in React. That's super cool. And then is this set lock access true? Anything that we want to cover?
That's so if you've got an observer and you're observing which direction people are dragging things, then you can set lock access. So if they first drag to the right or left or up or down, you can set like the Y axis or the X axis.
Cool.
So it's just a little handy addition.
That's really helpful. Awesome. So we kind of covered the general bits of 3.11. I mean, to people who are here for the band, sorry to disappoint. This is a new release, but bad joke. But yeah, where do we want to go from here? Tell me where to head.
Let's do some MatchMedia animations.
Okay. All right. So we kind of covered the release. We're heading to the MatchMedia Playground. All right. So we've got this.
Yeah.
Got these little cubes. Should I share this with the chat? There's not a lot to it.
Yeah, you
but
can do.
We can
People
share the pen
if they want to have a little mess around while we're messing around.
Cool.
So yeah, at the moment we've just got like a little media query in there in the CSS that's just if you go to the CSS.
Right here.
Yeah, cool. So that's just, to kind of start from the beginning, I guess. You've got media queries in CSS and you can say, like, do this thing on a smaller screen, do this thing on a larger screen. I think most people are familiar with that. So we've kind of set up MatchMedia to kind of be like the gsap equivalent of media queries.
Okay.
And like, as you said, Alex, there's already, window MatchMedia, and that it's like a great API and it's what this is built on, but this is gsap specific. So rather than setting up your own thing, using the browser APIs, where you'd have to keep track of every single animation, every single scroll trigger, every timeline, and you'd have to revert them when the media query doesn't match anymore. MatchMedia just does that automatically for you. So it keeps track of any animations that you put into a MatchMedia and then automatically reverts them when the media query doesn't match.
And I can imagine, like, as you build more and more complex animations and there's a lot of like conditional animations happening in there, it's nice not having to worry about it, just kind of giving it all to gsap and it takes care of it.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. All right. So do we want to figure out what we want to do on this?
Let's do an animation.
All right.
We've got our little media query here. So we say MatchMedia, make the MatchMedia object up at the top there, and then you can add different media queries to it. And you can add as many different media queries as you like. So should we let's just make the little green box spin around.
Okay.
When that's matching.
Do you just want to do box or gsap? Be two.
We'll say box and then make a little. Yeah, and then we're going to say rotation. You can say rotate, by the way. That is okay, but okay. Rotate.
I always second guess myself. So I'm always like, is it used to only be one? Am I imagining that? I feel like it used to only be one. Maybe not. Anyway. Are we going for like a 360?
360.
All right, so
let's run this. You might have to click the run button.
It gets me every time. Every time. All right.
Yeah.
So is that gonna fire up every time I make it bigger? Or
Yeah, so it
every time I make it
fires every time you make it
smaller?
smaller.
Nice. That's really cool. That was simple.
Super simple. So yeah,
Yeah.
we could add one for desktop now.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm just like that was a very small demo. Like this is one of the smallest demos we've ever done, but my mind's already going like, okay, this is cool. Like not just having it reposition or whatever, but triggering new animations on it. Because like I'm used to responsive just being like, oh, it's going to shrink or it's going to like the flow is going to change, right? Like it'll just adjust so that it's not off the screen or like just crappy looking. But this is like, no, we can fire things once you hit that number. Once you hit that certain screen width, you can make stuff happen. So like you shared the Lynn Fisher site, and like the
Yeah.
possibilities there. It's not made with this, but it's that same kind of like it makes you think about the web differently of like what's possible. So already I'm like, this is really fun. So I'm back. I'm just very excited.
It's well, I mean, if you think about like practically, not just in terms of squares and circles and stuff, like say a common thing could be that you've got on desktop, you've got a menu that, Ryan was on a little while ago, talking about his like elegant seagulls menu, and it was beautiful on desktop. Like it all expands out, and there's all of these cards. Yeah, we'll find it. There we go. So you might have something like that on desktop, but then on mobile, you might have a more minimal version of it.
Yeah.
And then again, if you think about prefers reduced motion, someone that's got prefers reduced motion enabled wouldn't want that whole animation. They'd just want to see what the menu is. So using MatchMedia like this, you could quite easily set up a desktop menu. You could set up a mobile menu that's completely different, and then you could set up a prefers reduced motion version, and you wouldn't have to worry about any of them conflicting with each other.
That's really cool. Yeah, I'm already like it's starting to click. I'm starting to see the use cases and the need for this. So I'm on board. I'm investing. This is Shark Tank, right? We're doing this. I'm in, but I went like 40%. What do you call it there? Is it Shark Tank in the UK? Because I know we stole that show from you.
I don't know. Is that a reality TV thing?
Probably. I don't know. Chat, let us know what is the Shark Tank in the UK. Anyway, we're moving on. Shark Bin. Adam. Shark Bin. Oh, it's perfect. All right. So we've got a MatchMedia query. Are we doing another ad?
Someone said I have to think about accessibility with this work. I don't quite know what that question means, but the whole we've got prefers reduced motion that you can use. So I mean, we can use prefers reduced motion much in the same way that we're using media queries in this as well.
Yeah, I think a good amount of I think part of the intent here is for accessibility. So I think this is yeah. So I think the answer is yes, but
yes.
We can check out more of the different accessibility things that we can respond to as we go along. So yeah. Screen readers. Oh, interesting.
Right. Screen readers?
I don't know if it really comes into play here as much.
Yeah, not really, because screen readers look at the DOM. What we're talking about is DOM manipulation, like animating it, moving it around. So if you could have exactly the same DOM that the screen readers are reading, and then you're just animating it in different ways on different devices. So cool. Yeah, this isn't really anything to do with screen readers. That's like a whole different kettle of fish.
Yeah, so I mean, you can still use this with that. So it'll be compatible, but it's not going to address or break anything. Vice versa. Yeah.
So yeah, let's add a desktop one.
Cool. So how do you want to go about that?
So we're gonna say min width
500?
Which one? No, because it has to be 1 pixel off. I'm so bad with media query stuff.
Isn't it a pain? All right, the
I think it's
minimum 499.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is it 499 or 501?
we're gonna find out.
Yeah.
Chat, vote now.
Vote now. Which one is it?
We're gonna find out. All right. So we've got
501. Oliver Cripps says 501.
501, all right.
I would go for 501. I'm just saying that now after someone's given 500.5.
All right, we're gonna find out. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, the minimum width is 4. I think they're right. I think they're right. But I'm stubborn. We're gonna stick here. Although, no, I mean, that is the right one. All right. So, what do we want to put here? Just another spin, or do something else?
Well, I just want to answer this question quickly. So someone's saying that concern about animating things might break the DOM sequence. When you're animating things, you're just using transforms. So you're not actually moving things around in the DOM. There's actually even animation techniques like flip, where if you do need to move something around in the DOM, rather than just visually animating it so that it looks like it's in a different place, like you can actually move it physically in the DOM and then animate it. So that it stays correct for screen readers. But again, like if you're shifting things around in the DOM, that's again like a whole different thing. You'd need like ARIA live regions and stuff like that, and that kind of gets out of the realm of animation. So yeah, and animation in itself is just visually moving things with transforms, and there's not really any implications for screen readers.
Yeah.
So
should be set. And Vadim, thank you for the sub, buddy. It's great to see you. Welcome in. Cool. So what do we want to do for this this desktop animation?
What do we want to do? Let's do a purple one. Circle. Let's make it bigger.
All right. Cool. So from mobile to desktop. You have to run it.
It's just tripping you up every time.
Yeah, Dragon's Den, running the pens. This stuff is difficult. Nice. Okay. So what's happening when we hit this with the circle? Is it just removing the transform?
Yeah, why don't you pop open DevTools?
Cool, good call. It's just easier to ask you though, Cassie. Like,
it's also easier to just look.
Inspecting and learning.
Yeah, if you take a look at the transforms here in the inline styles. So when you resize it and it doesn't match anymore.
Yeah, it just rips it off.
Yeah, it clears it out. So an interesting thing here, add in the HTML, add in the style tag on the purple one. Let's add in a style that changes the color. So let's say like background color, whatever you want, pink, tomato. Okay, that's all good.
There are definitely better colors than pink. Oh, gotta run it. Gotta run it. Forgot.
Gotta run.
All right.
Cool. So now it's tomato. Tomato's a good color, isn't it?
That's a really nice good color. Yeah, we've got a few here that are favorites. Right.
So yeah, if we take a little look in the inline styles again, so look in the DevTools.
All right. So you got background color.
Yeah. So it's got the transforms and stuff applied. Yes, thanks for the tomatoes.
Well done, Ben.
And then if we make it smaller so it doesn't match anymore, it's still got the styles that were originally there. So GreenSock clears out any inline styles that were added by the animation. It doesn't just clear out all of the inline styles, because that's easy to do, but it clears out all of them that were added by the animation. So it doesn't mess with any other things that you've got going on.
That's really nice. Yeah, because even if you're not doing it yourself, sometimes like you're using a framework or something that uses inline styles, or I know like when I'm doing like inline code blocks or something with Prism or Shiki or whatever you use to turn like your markdown into code blocks, they add all kinds of inline styles to make it look a certain way, and you don't want to mess with those if you're animating it and then lose them once the animation's done. So that's really handy. Oliver says, looks like it's intelligently clearing the props being added by the animation by reversing and then removing them. Yeah. So now I'm wondering if there's like, is there an intelligent or just like an easy way to to animate the scale down, or would it have to be this same sort of thing of scale 1 here? Like, is that how I have to do that to make that go both ways nicely? No, that doesn't work. Interesting.
What are you trying to do?
So like I want it to scale down smoothly the same way it's scaling up smoothly. Like I want it to have like a yo-yo almost, but like so the circle. Sorry. I want the circle to like it's a very pleasant grow, but it is a very unsettling shrink. It just happens way too fast for my liking. So that love that.
So it's not reversing, it's killing. It's like
I'm just curious if there's a way. It's not a deal breaker. Just curious.
You'd have to deal with that in the desktop.
Got it.
So yeah, you'd have to say from where's the desktop one? First one. So
this one.
gsap. Yeah,
So
from
2?
2. No, just from.
Oh.
And then scale 2.
Oh.
That would work.
Hey, all right. I would not have guessed that. Okay. That does make sense to me now, but for some reason that's like breaking my brain a little bit. That's really nice though.
Because they're kind of they're segregated to their, like, it's almost like it's just completely different worlds. You've got your mobile and then you've got your desktop, and they don't have like a relationship with each other. They're just kind of completely clearing everything out. And obviously if you've got animations that work across all of the screen sizes, you can still just write them normally outside of MatchMedia. So yeah, there's
cool.
So yeah, someone's asking what this adds on top of the native MatchMedia add eventlessness. So yeah, I said that a little bit earlier, but the native one is just runs stuff when the screen size hits, whereas this is it's recording all of your animations inside this function and then reverting them when it doesn't match anymore. So if you were using the native one, you would have to, every single animation that you made, whether it's a scroll trigger or whether it's a like normal tween or whether it's a timeline, you'd have to keep track of them in variables, and then you'd have to manage their state at different points. So
I didn't have that. Yeah, that is huge. I did not have that at all. So it's actually capturing the current state. It's almost like the way the Flip plugin works, where like you first save state and then you animate and go. Yeah, we won't get into Flip, but that just makes me think of it the way that you first grab the values and store them, and then you invert.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah, I didn't think of like the simplicity there, where I don't have to do both sides of this, where like if it's greater than this, I mean, we're kind of doing it here because we wanted to add some more animations, but very cool. So do we want to do a prefers reduced motion, or do we want to try something else?
But let's take a little look at so we kind of worked out some different ways to write out the MatchMedia thing. Go back to the playground. Sorry. Yeah. So if you are just adding loads and loads of media queries like this, it could get a little bit lengthy. And sometimes you might want to do like a little bit of conditional logic. So for example, let's say in the large one, let's say where's our box?
By large, which one do you mean?
Let's copy across the box from the first one into the second one.
Okay.
So let's just say that we want to spin it around a different way on the different screen size. So let's say rotation minus 360.
Cool.
And then let's run that again. And then if we resize, you can see that it spins one way and spins the other way on different screen sizes. It's a little bit hard to see because it's really fast. we could, do you want to slow it down a little bit so people can see?
Yeah.
Put like a duration of 2 or something.
I mean, I think I'm streaming 60 FPS, so there's no excuse, chat. You should do it.
Yeah. So in this case, this is just one little tween that we've duplicated, but say you'd written a whole animation timeline and then there were just a few parts of it that you needed to be different on desktop and mobile. Like say you wanted to just cut down a little bit of the complexity on mobile and there were a few things that you wanted to change. It would be really annoying if you had to copy that whole timeline from one media query into the other one and duplicate all of your code. So there's another way that you can set this up with a conditions object.
Okay.
So yeah, let's make a conditions object. So underneath your circle variable, let's make another line.
Oh, okay. So up here, got it.
Yeah, and then let's say let conditions, and then we're just going to make an object. Awesome, and then we're going to say, like, we can call this whatever, but we'll do an isMobile one, and then we'll put in our max width fella. You can copy paste it if you want.
Like the string?
Yeah, copy in the string. And then we'll do an isDesktop.
Oh, this is cool. All right, grabbing this. By the way, chat, congratulations on being correct. The 501 it seems to be the way to go. So
yeah,
well done.
Oh, let's do a reduce motion as well. Let's add in a reduce motion. So we're gonna do a string
motion or
yeah, prefers reduced motion. Yeah, we can do is reduced motion or whatever. I was just thinking about the string. It's okay. We can call it whatever we want. It can just be called bananas if we want.
What we do today sets the course of web development for decades to come, Cassie. We need to be very careful here. That's what timelines. All right. So first reduced motion.
It prefers reduced motion, reduce.
Cool.
In little brackets, curly boys again. Round boys.
Curly boys or
round boys?
Oh, round boys. Okay. I'm surprised that's not a hat. I mean,
yeah.
Other people tried to make that into shirts and stuff, but I think you need to make that into a hat.
Yeah, that's true. So it prefers reduced motion, reduce. So it's the whole string from.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. So the same as you'd use in a media query.
Reduce motion. You can see how much I copy paste this.
Yeah, I think everyone does that.
Reduced or reduce? Yeah, it's reduced motion like that.
I just got a notification that someone's bought a hat, so I hope it's someone from this stream. And thank you if it is.
Chat, make it happen. Do it, chat. Appreciate you.
Awesome. So then let's get rid of that second MatchMedia object at the right at the bottom. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Gone, and then we'll replace that string with just conditions. So now we're passing in the conditions into this MatchMedia object.
Cool.
Yeah, hat emojis, love it. And then that means that now this function is going to be called whenever any of those conditions are true. So then we can use conditional logic inside this function.
Okay.
So first, we have to do a little bit of destructuring because we got to get our conditions. So the conditions are stored in the context.
Okay.
So we can just pass in.
Are we destructuring it this way, or do you want to do it after context?
Oh, you can do it that way.
Okay.
If you want.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what you're doing.
So this will be, so if you do context, right, like that, and I assume you're going to do like let or const, whatever, thing, other thing, equal context, right? Like you're going to destructure it that way.
That was what I was doing.
Yeah. So you can just do it there too, and it's the same thing, and it just comes in as thing and other thing.
That's cool.
I think, and chat, correct me if I'm wrong, the only difference is it would be a const automatically, and I don't know of any way to like set it, but I could be wrong on that, chat. That's just like, yeah, correct me if I'm off there, chat. What does it come in as? I think it comes in as a const automatically. Could be wrong. But that's like a handy way to get rid of a line and only pull in the stuff that you need there.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. So what do we want to pull off?
Let's do that. So we're gonna pull in is mobile. We don't really need to pull in his desktop because it will always either be as mobile or as desktop.
Okay, that makes sense.
And let's pull in the prefers reduced motion as well.
Cool.
And then, cool, let's delete that circle for now and let's just look at the box.
Delete this line, right?
Yeah, let's get rid of that. Bye, Mogs. Mogwai's going. She wants to jump off my lap now.
Fair. Thank you, Mogwai. You were fine. You were okay. Just compared to Brody. Yeah, it's tough to live up to Brody. He's wonderful. Thank you, Mogwai. We appreciate you. All right, so what are we doing here? We're doing like an if statement?
Let's put rotation on a new line and duration on a new line, so it's a little bit easier to see.
Cool.
Rather than just, let's just make it a little bit tidier. Formatting fun. Okay, cool. So we can do conditional logic inside this tween. So we can say rotation and we're gonna check is mobile. We'll do a little ternary.
Cool.
And then we'll say rotate one way if it is and rotate the other way if it isn't.
Nice. So should we do our same values?
60, yeah.
Cool. And I guess we can just run that, right?
Mm-hmm. Is it working?
No.
Do we have access to is mobile?
You mean like is it coming in well? Like
Yeah. Should we log that out?
Yeah. Because maybe destructuring doesn't work here for some reason. I don't know. Or like the way that I'm asking you to destructure. Maybe I have led you.
Yeah, it is our instrument.
I've led you astray.
You did lead me astray.
So you were gonna do. So I'm curious now. Context. I'm gonna console log context. What is in this object?
That'll be all of the tweets.
Is mobile not defined? Of course. Yep, got it. Let's get rid of that. Run. First, is it query? Wait. Okay, so context has a lot to it, but queries is what we need to pull off.
It's conditions. Context.conditions.
Oh, interesting. Let me. Context.conditions. Okay, got it. And then queries has something similar. Queries is very similar. Got it. Okay, so this is the actual like the data that we're passing it. Conditions is the state right now, the current state. Cool. Okay, so we destructured a little too soon, so we needed to do conditioned conditions. But since we're doing it this way, I might as well just go const. Well, what was it? What were our two? Those.
Yeah, is mobile.
So we need to do it one layer deeper. Context. Sorry for leading you astray. You're the professional. I should have not tried to.
It's a good thing to know. I haven't done that before.
Yeah, we could still destructure in here, but it gets a little bit messier when it's like 2 layers deep. Let's just do it this way. This works perfect. And I don't know if I hit run yet, but there we go. Looks good.
We do have types. Someone's asked about TypeScript support. I forget where the types are. I think someone shared them in your Discord the other day.
The types?
Yeah. Was it Mac? I think it was Mac shared them.
Maybe. Mac is fantastic. Cool. That would not surprise me. And Dave Latore asks, is that Orange Tronics dog?
Yes.
Got it. All right, nice. All right, well, I like the dog a little bit more now. I'm sorry for
yeah, being mean about David's dog.
It's just I don't know. I apologize, Mogwai.
Mogwai is fantastic.
Cool. So that's really nice. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by dogs and stuff, but that is lovely. I agree with Ben saying that this code is so clean. That is just a really nice way to be able to handle this.
Mm-hmm. And then we can do we'll do a reduced motion check as well. So
Cool.
let's do, because reduced motion doesn't always mean no motion. So there's a lot of people think reduced motion, just get rid of all animation.
All
But
of
if
it.
you,
Not even, yeah, just like,
none of it.
not even like the big stuff, but just like, yeah, the littlest tiny color change or like shadow. Nope, you can't have any of it. They just want to kill it all off, but that's not what that's.
And it's usually opacity fades that are, fine, and color changes that are fine. And there's a lot of animations that provide context, or show where the menu is, or like loading animations, that kind of thing. So you don't really want to take away context from users. You just want to make sure that you're not making them nauseous. So it's usually big swipey animations, parallax stuff.
Yeah, it's not usually a progress bar.
On the axes. Yeah, not usually progress bars. So yeah, do a duration.
Cool.
Oh wait, no, let's do scale. Scale.
Okay, duration, we got that. We'll keep
Or
that
opacity.
at 2.
Let's do an opacity. That's
All
what
right.
we were doing. I'm getting distracted by all the chats. So yeah, we'll do opacity if it's reduced motion. So we'll do an opacity fade, so we'll say 0.
Cool.
And if not, then we'll just stay at 1.
Cool.
We're gonna get into like nested ternaries for rotation, aren't we? So let's not rotate at all.
Oh, so we're gonna wait.
So in the rotation, prefers reduced motion. If it's prefers reduced motion, don't do any rotation.
You just want to spite Ben because he said the code was clean, don't you? All right. So now this is when I have to say it out loud. If they prefer reduced motion, and that already breaks my brain a little bit because it's like the opposite. Like, yes, I would like no motion, right? Like it's like and I know it's not no, but like that's the like yes, please no. That already like throws me off. So they prefer.
We can call it whatever you want. We could call it no motion or reduced motion.
I think it's good to stay with the standard, but the standard already just is like a negative positive or something, or positive negative. So they prefer the reduced motion, so we don't want to spin. So rotation like 0, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, do your thing on mobile and not. All right, cool. I think I've wrapped my head around it.
And obviously, like you could do this you could write your own kind of logical operators and deal with the logic in any way that you wanted. So it's just like,
right.
Yeah, it's a way. You can do ternaries inside a tween if you want, or you can do, if else statements, pretty much whatever you want. But you've got the ability to check for any of these conditions and then, sort things out.
Cool. So now I'm curious, how do you toggle prefers reduced motion? Like I'm wondering if there's multiple ways.
So you can do it in your browser. I usually do it in my accessibility settings on my computer.
Oh, okay, cool. So just like in like your Mac settings or your Windows settings?
Are you on Mac?
I'm on Windows.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure about Windows.
Got it, okay.
But yeah, on Mac you can go into your accessibility settings and then you can change it.
Got it. Because the way I've been doing it for a bit now is going into DevTools and opening the command palette. So for chat, if you hit Command or I think it's Control-Shift-P, opens this handy command palette, and you can do stuff like screenshots. Like it has like pretty much everything that the DevTools can do. It's just behind a nice little command palette. So here. Motion. Let's see. Emulate CSS prefers reduced motion. Now that should, I think, also work. Yeah, there we go. It worked right away. Perfect.
Awesome.
Do not emulate CSS. Came right back. That's really cool. So Green Sock's adding that listener, and as soon as that changes, it responds however I told it. That worked perfect. I'm just like, it doesn't always. I thought I might have to refresh the page or do something, but it was instantaneous. That was awesome. Prefer just do motion again. Yeah, that's awesome. That worked really well. Nice. Oh, and Polypane, absolutely. That's another way. Like Polypane and other developer browsers like that have that kind of stuff like easily accessible. So when I'm developing websites and stuff, as I do, Polypane makes it really, really easy. So yeah, we love Polypane. We love our friend Killian, who creates Polypane. It's a wonderful tool. Awesome. So we've got some. We are responding to mobile, to desktop, and to prefers reduced motion. What else is there? I'm blanking off the top of my head. Like, what else might I?
Loads of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, like night and dark.
Light and dark modes.
Yeah. What else? The high contrast, right? There's all kinds of media queries. Yeah.
Yep.
That's really cool.
There's also one that's coming as prefers, I don't know what it's called, but it's like a reduced data one, so people can opt in to less like data heavy websites, which is really cool. And I think that will be good for animation stuff as well.
Why has that one taken so long to land? Think of it, like we've like how much Natalia's gonna love the dog. Oh my god. All right, that is very cute. I'm starting to like this dog. Why did that one take so long to land? Like it took until we get to 5G for reduced motion to like, that one just feels like that should have been a priority a while ago. I'm gonna write a letter to the browsers. I'm just get it done. I don't know. It just feels like kind of an essential one because like people are shipping phones like full length videos just for their hero splash pages. I'm like, it's silly. It's silly. Anyway, all right. I'm derailing us over and over again. What do we want to go to next, Cassie?
A good thing to note here as well is, so we've had a look at context conditions. You can also tap into context is reverted. So let's just get rid of the reduced motion and the let's just do a simple rotation. Just for now, it will be easier to explain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So let's so we can see if we resize the screen, and now we can tell that right every single time we resize, the animation plays, and that might be good for some use cases, but you might not want that for all use cases. You might want the animation to play through once. And then even if you change screen sizes, you just want it to like jump to the end, but you don't want it to play through. So you might not want the animation to play through every single time you resize the screen.
Like start from the beginning and play again kind of thing? Okay, got it.
That's what it's doing at the moment. But say you had a hero animation at the top of your screen. That plays on page load, you might not want it to play every single time you resize. Right. So we can tap into context is reverted for that. Okay. So we'll say in the tween, in the duration, let's just say context dot is reverted. And then we'll do ternary again, and then we'll say 0 duration if it's been reverted. So that's if it's already played and matched, and well, if it's already matched and unmatched, then it's been reverted once. And then we'll just do a normal duration.
Cool. So it's played. It shouldn't.
This will be easier to show with a scale. So rather than rotation, let's do scale. And let's say on right? Mobile, let's go 0.5.
Okay.
And on desktop, let's go 2. So you see what that's doing? That's basically saying, like, if it's been reverted, then rather than playing through the animation all the way from the beginning, just jump through to its final state.
Got it. I want to see the before and after if that's all right, just because the rotation one. So that's So see how it would behave. Okay. Cool. And then so this one's just like, all right, we've already seen this. Just show the user that end state. Don't play it again and again. Got it. That's really nice.
So you can think about like that if you had like a heading section of your page and you were animating a bunch of stuff in, you might want to have different animations on mobile and desktop, but not necessarily play it all the way through every single time the screen changes. But they might have different final end points, so you'd want to jump through to one of them at the end. So you can basically you can do anything that you want really with this setup. So any structure, got a little tail. Any structure that you want is basically possible, which is really good.
Cool. Yeah, and then like we can do whatever we want inside these add callbacks. And whatever tween I put inside here, the MatchMedia is going to be aware of and intelligently
and timeline and scroll triggered animation as well. Nice. So all of them.
That's awesome. Really cool. Do we want to hit anything else here, or do we want to check out some demos?
Should we? How much time have we got?
We've got plenty of time. Yeah. We're at an hour. We have another hour.
Awesome. So let's have a little look at some demos in the CodePen collection.
Cool. Here we go. So gsap.matchMedia, I can drop these in for chat.
Yeah, so we're doing a challenge at the moment, basically, as well. There's a little pen there that's the gsap.matchMedia challenge.
Nice.
So basically, based on Lynn Fisher's website, where she changes the whole website based on screen size, we thought that it would be really fun because there's so many different media queries that you can use, like prefers color scheme and reduced motion and aspect ratio and device width and all of that kind of stuff. We just want to, we want to see if people can make really silly demos, basically. So the person that makes the most creative demo will win a Club Green Sock subscription.
Awesome.
We're just gonna see what people come up with. Or go back to the collection. Show Tom Miller made a really fun one.
Yeah, Tom was in chat earlier. This is brilliant, Tom. I've played with this a bunch of times. Check out the rest later. Take care, buddy. Yeah, I love the
so cool
golfing. It's such a clever swing. Brilliant. Yeah, this, like I said, I've done this a lot. It's just really satisfying.
Yeah, I really love it when people take, because this is quite a serious API. Like it's, for responsive animations and accessible animations. It's a serious thing. But I really like it when people take the serious APIs and do funny things with them.
Yeah, no, it's just such a it's elegant too, right? Like the idea is just that he didn't overdo it with a bunch of colors and a bunch of them. A realistic driver. It's just nope, just nailed the concept and kept it. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's great.
What other ones do we like?
Ratio, that's a really good one.
Cool.
So he's using aspect ratio, min aspect ratio, and max aspect ratio.
Oh.
Which is so cool.
Wow. Okay. So is it a thing where people make like has responsivity and responsive design, are people now building around aspect ratios and designing around that, or is that just this is a nice to have?
Yeah, I mean, it's a possibility. It's there if you need it.
That's really neat, Tom. This is just once again, elegant, gets the point across well. That's really cool. Aspect ratio. So it's exactly what you would think the code is, and that's exactly the context. No, so it's not the context object. Wide ratio. God, he has 3 different ones for each, but that's really nice. Really cool, Tom. Love this. Awesome. What other ones? I'm always a kid in a candy store with demos. I'm like, nice, 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 nice. Next one. Let me see it.
The reduced motion one here, this one's my favorite. This is the most exciting one. So we looked at reduced motion just using the system settings, but a lot of people don't know that those settings exist. So it's really important to give people the option to opt out of animation if you've got a very animation heavy site.
Nice.
But the tricky thing here is that when we set up MatchMedia in the first place, it was just listening to changes in the media queries that we set up. And if you toggle a toggle that you've just added to your page, like that's not changing the system preferences. You can't affect the OS level settings with a toggle. Basically, you can't say when this user toggles this, we want to update their operating system level settings.
That would be bad for security.
That would be bad.
Yeah.
So here we've got a toggle, and then we are listening to let's go through it step by step. So first of all, we're getting the toggle, and then we're checking what the user's preference is, and then we're setting the toggle to whatever their operating system preference is.
Cool.
So we're just setting the baseline right there, and then we're adding an event listener on that reduce motion toggle. And then this is the magic bit, is we're calling MatchMedia refresh. And then MatchMedia refresh is basically saying just run the MatchMedia function again and just check up on all of the animations and see what's matching. And then it runs that function again, and then you can incorporate that into your conditional logic that you've got in the function. So
got it. Okay, so MatchMedia refresh is like the magic thing here, like you said, where this is going to. So if this changes, you're asking GreenSock to go and check basically all of your dot whatevers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in here, I'm assuming you've got. Let me see.
So
you're checking it here. Let reduce motion. Got it. So you are originally basing it off of the computer's preferences, but you're also exposing a very obvious. Hey, you can change it here. And now that's the source of truth that you're basing everything else off of. And if I check it, we want to rerun this check to make sure that it is up to date, that we're showing the appropriate amount of animation.
Yeah. And that's that's important, because the user's preference on that particular website should be higher in priority than their preference that they've got on the machine.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense. But I do love that you base it off the operating system or the browser settings first. And you know lots about good colors. That's like the best color there is. So
good one.
It's my favorite. Cool. That is a really nice one. And I love that you've shown how to do that, because I feel like I would try to implement this and then go, no. Right? Like
I think that this is the bit that I'm the most excited about, having implemented reduced motion toggles in the past on websites where accessibility wasn't thought about, and then you suddenly have to wrangle in a reduced motion toggle, and you have to go through the entire code base and try and figure out where all the animations are and what state different ones should be at. If they toggle it and kill certain ones, and it was not a fun experience. Whereas this now would just be so nice and simple to set up.
Yeah, that's lovely. Awesome. And I like there's just a little bit of animation, not anything that's gonna
scroll triggered animation as well, so you can see that it works with scroll trigger.
Awesome. Yeah. Honestly, scroll trigger, from just what I've seen in the GreenSock community, has been an absolute smash hit. Like it seems to be one of the most, like GreenSock was already so pervasive across all web animation before that. And so like it didn't seem like there was a way for like more dominance to happen in terms of just like people using new features or whatever. But like it seems that scroll trigger has absolutely blown up. It's rare to go to a site, find some scroll animations, and not look under the hood and see scroll trigger these days. It's just the gold standard. Yeah.
Yeah, it is good.
Chat agrees.
All
All right.
Let's do one more digging into a demo, and then we'll make something fun.
Okay, cool.
Because we've been doing serious things so far, so we've got to do a silly thing before we finish.
Cool.
Oh, let's look at the scope. Let's look at the scope to the right, to the right.
Scope. This one?
Yeah. So this is just another little addition that you can optionally pass in a scope to, and I think this is more useful for people that are working with components or particularly in React.
Okay.
You'll often see with React folks, they'll have like millions of refs.
Yes.
And yeah, with this, we can pass in a scope. So you've got like the parent container, and then you can just use selector text in your tweens, like box. If we look in the HTML, we've got one box that's in a container, and then the other box isn't in the container. And if you resize, now the animations only apply to the scoped element.
Got it. That's cool. Yeah, I couldn't spot it at first, but yeah, all you do is pass it a DOM element, and it only handles that. That's great.
You can also pass it in as an optional last parameter into the MatchMedia add function as well. So, like as a comma after the object.
Right here.
Yeah, so you could pass it in like that, or you could pass it into the MatchMedia as a whole.
Oh, that's so handy. That
I
can't think of any like other use cases for that right now, but that's just, I don't know. It always feels like, but by the time you get to a release, it feels like you all have thought of everything, and like, oh yeah, and for people
we've got
this,
the forums,
yeah.
So we see what people are struggling with in the forums. It's a good. The forums are a lot of work, but it's really useful because you get to see what people are actually struggling with on a day-to-day basis. And I mean, this would be really useful for even if you're not working with React, if you're working in a component type way, and you only want your animations to affect that component, then this is really handy. Then you don't have to think about naming things as much. Naming things is hard. It's always
it's not
always
great.
tricky.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, that's really cool. Do we want to hit that? Where is it? Here. This.
Yeah, it's a
demo?
fun one.
Or I guess we looked at demos, but this is the Lightbulb demo. So chat, we're now shifting to making something. Wafi, good to see you. Prefers new features. Love that. Yeah, and just checking chat real quick. It's 85% of can I use. Sorry, I've been so engrossed. Andre, I missed you. I'm sorry, buddy. Hello, N Earth is. I gotta nail that pronunciation. Oh, I'm saying it wrong. Hell on Earth is. Got it. That makes more sense. Hello. Good to have you here. Yeah, so we're going to get into doing something fun with this little light bulb here, right?
Uh-huh. What was 85% on can I use?
I'm not sure. The data thing probably. Maybe that? I don't know. I feel like that derailment was earlier. Oliver Cripps, if you're still here, can you refresh my memory what that was? Mm-hmm. Hello near is, or hell on earth is. I think aspect ratio. Oh, okay. That's it? I feel like aspect ratio would be higher. Thank you, Oliver. Okay. Thank you, Mayank. I hope I'm saying that right. I apologize if not. I will try to learn it. I try to get everyone's name right. I don't always succeed, but I do try. Mayank. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for correcting.
Awesome. Mayank has just posted a photo of himself in the coolest hat in the world. So,
really?
Yeah, on Twitter, which I've just seen.
Fantastic. I have to say, Cassie, your shipping is the fastest I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're at the start of the show. Cool. All right. So what do we want to do here? We've got, is it just an SVG?
It's just an SVG.
All right,
we've got a fun little glowy neon filter in there. So if you go into the let's go in there. We've got a little glow filter. So it's just doing some blurs and adding some colors basically. Just uncomment out the bits that are commented, and then they'll like a nice little glowy boy.
Let's see what we got. Got that. All right, run. Life. Good to see you, buddy. My ancestors are crying. Whoa, Cassie, that already looks great. All right, we're done here. Thank you, chat. Please buy a hat. Y'all are fantastic. No, this is so cool.
Awesome. So we've got little neon light bulb. So yeah, let's have a little look at doing a prefers color scheme animation. So we'll do for dark mode, we're gonna turn out the light because they want it to be dark, and then for light mode, we'll turn on the light.
Awesome. Are we gonna go just for layer 1 or just SVG? What do you think?
So oh no, we're gonna do more fun than that. We're not just gonna do opacity. So yeah, okay, wait, actually let's do opacity for color scheme dark. So we've got classes in there that are just light. Yeah, like dot light. All of the ones that have the filter on.
Cool.
Yeah. Awesome. So let's change the opacity to 0. But we'll do a cool ease.
Okay.
Where it doesn't just fade out, because like neon does that like flickery thing.
Yeah. So what's
So if you go to the ease visualizer.
This is the best. I mean, honestly, I can't believe y'all don't put like a bunch of ads on this page, because I don't know. I like people who use GreenSock. How many times like a week do you visit this page? Actually, Cassie, I'm sure you've got some kind of analytics on this page, but like this page is by far the most frequented for me to the GreenSock docs. I don't know. It's just wonderful. So what we're looking for?
Yeah, roughies. Let's do a more intense one. So let's go in the settings. Let's go strength 2.
Strength 2. Ooh.
Click on it. Yeah. Ooh. And then how many points have we got? Let's do more points.
Okay. 50.
Yeah, that's good.
Whoa.
Awesome.
So you can duration?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
Let's do that.
What does taper do? Now that we're here, I need to play. Oh.
Yeah.
Taper?
So that's kind of tapering out towards the end and the beginning.
That might actually work though for this. I don't know. I'll admit it, chat. I'm not a neon sign expert.
But yeah, because they usually kind of fade a little bit.
They eventually kind of like it's not the whole way. Like it'll flicker, but then it kind of like finds itself, right? Like it kind of like warms up or something.
So do we want to do taper out then?
We can. Yeah. Okay. Let's try it.
Try that.
I'm excited. This is fun.
Oh, let's give that a go.
All right. Ease.
So add that ease, and then we want to fade the opacity to 0.
Okay. Cool. I'll put that first.
And then let's do a duration of 1.
All right. Shall we run this and see? Okay. So now I need to toggle.
You need to do your prefers color scheme. Do you prefer a light mode? I wouldn't have pegged you as a light mode person.
I listen to my circadian rhythm. I have my thing.
Depends on the time of the day.
I follow system settings. Yeah, I go for it. So
like
yeah.
me, I do the same. Mugsy, it's okay.
Light.
Are you
Switch
excited?
to light theme. Prefers color scheme light.
You want to go dark?
Yeah. I thought we were already dark though
Oh,
because
where's
of
Brody?
isn't
Brody is
this?
in Cornwall with his dad at the moment.
Yeah,
But I
this
have
isn't Brody.
I have David's dog.
We should have.
He's trying to.
I regret so much that we weren't gaslighting them this entire time.
This is
It's been
Brody.
like,
He's just a
this
bit
is
smaller.
guy. Chat, be nice. This is Brody. What are you? What? Brody doesn't sing. So we're gonna go dark.
Is it working? There we go.
All right. Yeah. So was the flicker and fade right? Okay.
Let's
I'm
try
gonna
it. Run it again.
I'm gonna try in just to see. I think we need to go back to dark. Switch to system preference. Light. Okay. Oh, I think is that the chat? This is tricky. I should just open up Polypane. Let's open up Polypane real quick. Let's do it.
Do you not have in Windows like your browser, your
I probably do. I don't know. Yeah, you know what? It's gonna be. Let me see. Settings. Display.
Oh, rendering tab in DevTools. That's a good shout because then you can just click.
Oh, that's where it is. Yeah.
Rendering.
Where is that?
I think if you go in those three dots up at the top, kebab menu, and then more tools, and then rendering. Yeah. And then
Got
if
it
you
down here.
there should be.
All right. So prefers color scheme dark, light. Yeah, I think it was right the first way. I think you were correct. It's like an out.
Maybe a little longer duration.
Yeah, now that we've added
whatever. Longer duration. Let's do. Could even do 2 seconds. I reckon that would be fine. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, I like that. That's good.
It's pretty cool.
That's pretty stylish neon fade.
That's pretty cool.
So let's add the prefers color scheme light then.
Okay. I'll keep this open so we can toggle back and forth. Good call, chat. That's way easier. Thank you, Mayank. Crossing fingers that I got it. Mayank. I wrote it down, so I'm working on it. All right. So prefers color scheme dark. We want to do a second add.
Yeah, let's do a light one.
Cool.
A second add. I like that. add.
Just kind of do the opposite, right? Opacity 1.
No, we're gonna do an even more fun. I'm putting the hair up. We're getting serious.
Oh, whoa! All right, I need to like. This is when Ash turns the baseball cap backwards. All right,
yeah,
love it.
Right. I can't do hair up and baseball cap backwards. It's limitations, physics. So yeah, let's create a timeline.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll create a timeline, and I've added in draw SVG into this pen. So we're gonna say timeline from.
Cool.
And we're gonna just grab the bulb, so the bulb wiggle, which I think is ID bulb.
Should I check it?
Yeah, double check. Yeah.
Cool.
So we'll grab that, and then we're going to draw in. We're going to draw in the line. So we're going to say draw SVG, which is draw, and then SVG is all capitals.
Cool.
And just say 0. So we're just drawing it in the full length from the smallest.
Okay.
And then let's put a nice long duration, like duration 3 seconds or 4 seconds. Awesome. Cool. And then we're going to draw in the little lines as well.
Yeah. The rays.
So let's add another tween after this. And we'll say from also. Cool. And we'll do the same, draw SVG.
What's the name of the...
I think they're just... Oh, they're lines. They might not have... Go look in the... Yeah.
See if I can grab them with my...
I think they've got light, but they're just lines.
Light.
Do line
dot light.
of light, yeah.
Cool.
Line of light. And then we'll do draw SVG with them as well. We could even stagger them. That would be fun.
Ooh.
So stagger. Do like 0.1. Yeah. Awesome.
What's our duration? Like a 1 or?
Yeah, let's do a 1 duration.
Cool. Are we set?
Let's go. Let's give it a go. Awesome.
Nice. And then
turn the light on. Beautiful.
That's so satisfying.
We did it. We did it.
That's all it takes to make beautiful, brilliant things, chat. It just takes a couple lines. That's all it is. Oh my gosh. All right. So we have about 40 minutes left. We're going to spend it all of it, just toggling this over and over and over again. Oh my gosh. That is so fun. Cassie, how do you do it?
So good.
My doorbell's ringing, but I don't care. They can wait. That's not even important. I'm forking this because I want to watch this over and over again. I don't want to just, yeah, there we go. Making sure I'm saving that. That's so cool. That came out great. I feel like chat's going, wow.
Hold on. So much fun.
I need to see who's at my door because they're ringing again.
Muggs and I will hold down the fort. Won't we, Muggs?
I don't know what's going on. All right, I think he needs a signature. I'll be right back.
We'll handle things. Question time for Mogwai. What is it like being so small? What is it like being so small, Mogwai? Says it's quite fun. Yeah, what is it like being so floofy? How do you feel about being floofy? Oh, thank you. Thank you for the kisses. It's got a very long tongue. Yeah, she is a little bit like a little bear. She's very sweet.
Sorry about that.
We asked some questions while you were gone.
Perfect. That is perfect. All right. So I apologize. FedEx needed a signature, so we needed to make it happen. But this is so good. Did we get to share it? I didn't get to share it with chat. Here's like that version if y'all want to go and toggle it yourself over and over again, chat, because that is just really satisfying.
Good fun.
Yeah, and of course you could toggle that on like on a button click or something, but the fact that we're doing it on a media query like this.
Yeah. And I mean, what we did earlier where we used context conditions and we just had the one function that runs every time. If we wanted to add a button to this so that the user could choose as well, then we could toggle it on OS setting and also on the settings.
Right.
So the same as we did with preferred reduced motion.
Love that. Chat, can someone please, because like I'm holding myself back from doing it right now. Can someone please make this flicker between like 0.95 and 1 opacity with that rough ease just over and over, because like I want this now to flicker now that I've seen it flicker. Do you know what I mean? Like when a neon light's on, but it's like subtly kind of going, or like a fluorescent light or anything. I don't know. I just want this to like constantly just be a little bit subtly flickering.
We could do that. Do we have time? Do you want to do that?
I guess we got it. It would just take us away from the mission, but I'm always for it.
I think we've completed the mission now.
That's true. That is true.
Mission completed, unless chat has any questions about stuff.
That's true. Yeah, so while chat does ask these great questions, we can make this bulb just have a subtle flicker to it.
Mm-hmm. So we could just copy the flicker out from the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And then, is that in the second? I'd just put it in the second one, so just in the desktop.
Oh, good call.
Yeah. Because otherwise it will interfere with the if it's switched off
Yeah.
We just want it, if it's switched on, to flicker a little bit. So we'll do opacity 0.8, I guess.
Yeah, something like that. And then duration, I guess we can try 2. And
then repeating. We could also do a repeat delay so that it flickers and then doesn't flicker, and then flickers and then doesn't flicker.
That's nice. Let's see if it's... Yeah, it kind of...
Do yo-yo true.
Yes. So for chat, what does yo-yo mean, Cassie?
So it's a repeat repeat direction, basically. So like a yo-yo goes one way and then goes the other way and then goes one way and then goes the other way, up and down. Whereas repeats usually will just play from the beginning to the end and then the beginning to the end again.
Perfect. Is it already taking? Yeah, I guess it is. It's almost
20.
too subtle.
Yeah, maybe like 0.5.
Interesting. I thought I even said like 9.5. I thought 8 would be a little bit too like in your face, but apparently not. Yeah, maybe 0.5 is a little too much. I don't know.
Duration needs to be less, I think.
Good call. 1.
And then we can repeat delay, like a maybe 2-second repeat delay, so that it's just doing a flicker and then staying static.
It's like a long fade out now. Why is it like pulsing?
It is just going in and out. I wonder whether the ease is right.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Or I wonder if it's because it's going to... No. Yeah, maybe that, because it's going to the 0.7, staying there, and then coming back up. I don't know. Anyway, it's a fun idea, chat, if you want to play with it and make it kind of like like you can hear the noise, right? Like the like the fluorescent flicker, like yeah.
Noise as well.
Yeah, we need the noise. I feel like this would be a good Jamie Culture thing with all his like grungy effects and everything. Remember the Halloween game he made? I could see like the flickering and the noise and all that kind of stuff with some of Jamie's pens. But this is awesome. Was there anything else we wanted to cover?
I think that we've pretty much covered it. We could go back to the challenge again.
Yes.
On Twitter. Yeah, go find it maybe on the...
That was it. Nope, that was not it. Let's just grab it here. Is this the... Yes, I can leave. It's going to ask me for every one of them, I think. No.
Yeah, if you go to the Green Sock Twitter account, there should be a tweet about it.
Is there... Here we go. Tag us on Twitter. Cool. Oh, interesting. Okay, so just a heads up, this link does not seem to work. I think you might need to launch a new page from this link.
Oh, okay.
It tries to link it inside. But just a heads up. All right. Show real time. Hey, that's what we're doing right now. Where is it?
Scroll down. Sorry, I tweet too much. Tweeting too much.
As if it's your job or something. I mean, please. Is this it?
Where is it? I'll retweet it right now.
No worries. Let's see if we can do that one. Here we go. Challenge time. This gradient thing was so cool, right? The way that he used
cool.
The motion path plugin to make that. I love that.
Yeah, I love seeing people doing stuff with the utils really cleverly.
Yeah, really good use of it. And chat, if you want to see that mentioned ever, which is such a great sell, I put that in the newsletter. I keep realizing I don't plug the newsletter nearly enough for Front End Horse, so like gonna try to bring it up more often, chat, so that we can have people sign up for the newsletter. Check it out. I need like a subscribe to newsletter button here, but I don't have one. Let's see, Front and Horse, newsletter. There we go. There's the newsletter. Thank you, Oliver. Appreciate that. Cool. So yeah, challenge. And by the way, if we mentioned Lynn Fisher a bunch here. If y'all aren't familiar with her sites, please go check it out. She is phenomenal. Just best sites. I don't know how she puts one out every year that's greater than anything I've ever even dreamt up, let alone like shipped. She's just fantastic. And I'm so glad that you just have dogs on command. Like if my dog isn't here, I don't have a dog that I can be like, hey, just give me I need a dog. I need something. I love that you have that. I'm a little jealous.
I'm the resident kind of dog babysitter because I work from home and a lot of other friends don't. So a lot of the time they're like, "Can you look after my dog?" Yes, I can always look after your dog.
That's really nice. Yeah, see, I still work from home, but I don't have that privilege, so that's nice. But and Marlon's asking who that is. That is Orange Tronic's dog. If I don't know, some folks might know who that is. Mogwai, yeah. So Brody's those eyes, it kills me every time.
They look in different directions a little bit.
They do. They absolutely 100%. Oh my god. Oliver says, I'm looking into using the SVG waves that you wrote about on a new site. SVG waves. I'm trying to think of which one that was, but that's awesome, Oliver. Super cool that you're using the stuff that we put out. Yeah, that's great to hear. Thanks for sharing. That it's Do you get the thing, Cassie, where like you'll put something out and then you're like, I don't know if anyone's even gonna read that. Was anyone gonna like find that beneficial? And then someone's like, hey, I used that thing. I'm like, you did? You did. Like somebody used it. That's awesome. So yeah, always great.
I had that the other day where someone sent me a really lovely message about how I had written a tutorial and it really helped them get their project over the door and they were so happy. And I was like, oh, heartwarming. And then they sent me a link to it and it was for some NFTs. I was like, on it. I'm happy for you.
At least they could have minted you one. That's the thing. Are you sure you're not a robot? How am I? Wait, what? I was showing emotion just now, Marlon. How am I? What? I was sure not a robot. Maybe I don't know. Not me struggling to solve the CAPTCHA on your newsletter. Oh shoot, is it rough? Because I'm using this not great service, but I need to get off it, but there's always things in it. Anyway, we're getting off track. We should wrap it up. Put a nice little bow on it so everyone's like, wow, we left it there. Because you don't want to do an encore and it'd be worse than the show. You know what I mean? You want to like end it on a high note. Let's end it on a high note. Chat, this was fantastic. Cassie, thank you for being here. I appreciate you so much. I won't sing your praises anymore in this episode, but when you come back, and we know you will, I'm going to do it again. So thank you so much for being here. Mogwai, appreciate you, buddy. Brody's understudy. Let's all give Mogwai a round of applause.
Very good job.
Didn't really nail the lines that Brody usually does, but, still had some kind of stage presence to some degree. So don't know if Mogwai knows what's happening. But, yeah, y'all are fantastic. Thank you so much for coming. And, yeah, we will see you next week. Take care, everybody. Oh, actually, hold on. I'm going to drop Cassie's stuff in the chat. I forgot to plug Cassie, but I just assume it's Cassie. Everyone knows Cassie. No, I'm going to drop Cassie's stuff in the chat, but we're going to go check chat for her Twitter and everything else. Bye, everybody. See you.